I'm in the business of secrets.
The initial lighting for this scene was already established for the game itself. Most of the background exists purely as a visual noise to support a nice bokeh effect. We begin with the main fill light. Its role is to balance the foreground and provide an overall soft, even illumination. Next comes a secondary fill light. It remains soft and yet helps a little bit with the separation between the fingers and the background. Also, it adds a highlight to a metallic label on the glass. The main light creates a strong highlight on the upper surface, helping to sell the liquid's material quality. This light also produces a pleasing fog effect in the background and adds a small, sharp edge highlight on the hand. Finally, there is a second trim light. This light improves the plane separation even more and helps smooth out the skin tone gradient, adding a final layer of depth and polish to the shot. And last, soft blue light from below that should be projected by the reconstructor interface, just to add small secondary color touch and make all shots coherent with each other. Final details come from the reflection of the boxes, positioned exactly in the places to catch these small highlights in the liquid and glass. Also, there is a big plane in the background with an explosion screenshot, to make reflections on the golden label a little bit more interesting. There were two tricks used to make a fluid believable. First one was to use Niagara simulation with the reversed pendulum to drive the angle of the upper surface of the fluid. I thought this effect would be sufficient only for the gentle movements, but actually a very similar technique I used later in real time. Niagara has very simple pendulum setup. The only thing worth mentioning here is the part where we send an axis and the potential energy to the material. Actually, to make it even easier, potential energy in this case is just velocity. The model itself is just a cylinder where only top vertices are deformed. After reading dynamic parameters in shader, we do the most of the math in the extended rotate by axis node that has just a custom function. The link for this function is in the description. I also used vertex mask red channel to mask only top vertices of the cylinder and the green channel to mask a normal map of the small waves on the top surface, especially at the edges of the circle. Over that, I added a small ripple waves at the top of the fluid. The strength of the normal map is scaled by the velocity of the pendulum. This way, the stronger fluid is moving, the more visible ripples are. The second trick is to use opaque materials instead of translucent. There is a second camera attached to the main one that captures a render target. It renders everything besides the glass and the liquid. Then, we can inject this target to our shader using camera space UV, and we can do whatever we want with this fake translucent. In this case, I'm using a small blur. After that, we attach this to the subsurface scattering pin, and we have nice quality translucent. The only issue is that it's purely cinematic technique. It's not very performant and works only for the camera perspective.